Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So there are different methods of drafting out a basic sleeve pattern. In this video, I'm going to show you the method that works best for me. The first thing I do is fold my paper into two, making sure that the width is enough for my armhole round. Then go ahead to take the length of my paper and make sure that it is enough for the length of my sleeve. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw a starting line. This starting line is going to serve as my shoulder point. Now, from this shoulder point, you are going to measure from your shoulder point to your bicep, your shoulder point to your elbow, and your shoulder point to your wrist. So I'm going ahead now to take out these measurements. So I'm taking from my shoulder point to my bicep, which is 5 inches. From my shoulder point to my elbow, which is 13 inches. My shoulder points to my wrist, which is 23 inches. Then I'll just go ahead to label out these lines. And now the next thing I will do is go ahead to take my round measurements on my bicep, elbow, and wrist. And on my bicep, I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches for stitching allowance. On my elbow, I would add 1 inch for stitching allowance. And on my wrist, I would add 1 inch for stitching allowance. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead to connect these dots. Now for my armhole, what I will do is connect a diagonal line from the end of my bicep to my shoulder point like so. And then on this line, I am going to mark the middle point. So to get the middle, I simply place my tape rule on this line and fold my tape rule just like so. Then go ahead to mark the middle point. Now this divides this line into two equal halves. On the second half of the line, just where I'm placing my tape rule, I am going to fold my tape rule again and get the middle points there. Now this also divides the second half into two equal halves. Now on the first half, okay, where I am pointing my pencil on, I am going to go up by half an inch. Now on the second point, I am going to come down by 1/4 of an inch. So you can see where I am marking on my tape rule. This is 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to place my tape rule on this second point and come down by 1/4 of an inch. Then I am going to be drawing a curve now. This first curve is going to be for the back sleeve, okay? And I'm going to be drawing this curve in a way that it touches these extended lines, okay? So you can see what it's looking like. Now this is for the back sleeve. Now for the front sleeve, on this second point, I am going to put my tape rule on the diagonal line and come down by half an inch. Then I'm going to connect this curve to touch this second point, and this is going to serve as the front sleeve. Now you can see what it's looking like. Now before I cut this out, I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch allowance on the length of the sleeve. This is just going to be enough for folding the hem of the sleeve. Now, while cutting, you want to cut out your back sleeve first, okay? So the back sleeve is the first curve that we drew. So I'm going to be cutting this out first before I go ahead to cut out the second curve. Now you can see this is our back sleeve. Now for the front sleeve, I'm going to go ahead to cut out or trim out this second curve like so. So this is basically it for how I draft out my basic sleeve pattern, and this works very well for me. Now my armhole round is 15 inches, and I'm just going ahead to measure it out on this armhole curve, and you can see I have 15 inches and extra 3 inches for stitching allowance. Now this serves as a basic sleeve block. I can just go ahead to trace out a short sleeve measurement on it or trace out a 3/4 measurement, whichever one that I need. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please do like this video and also subscribe to my channel for more tutorial videos. Thank you for watching.